All right, so today we're going to discuss about being ready to receive. We're going to discuss mainly about journaling, going to discuss perspective and growth. But the first thing that I want you to understand is that I know exactly what thing you are questioning yourself about right now, which is when are we going to start talking about trading and charts? Because this is the third lesson of the mentorship, and you are wondering, well, this is the third lesson, and we have never ever talked about a chart. You're talking about, oh, how is this trading related? Or perhaps this was one of your questions in the beginning when you were looking at the first video. But in this video, I'm going to discuss exactly what this is, and you're going to know why this is a problem. This sentence right here is the most major thing in trading. This question right here highlights the reason why most people fail in this industry. And when I say most people, it is not the fact that, oh, I am looking at social media and I state, no. It is data driven understanding of why most people fail in trading. In order for you to start understanding charting concepts, you first have to be ready to receive them. For instance, I can give you the success formula step by step, knowing each step of the plan plainly and clearly defined. But if you, the operator, do not know how to receive said information, you will both disregard the truth, saying that it doesn't work, blaming it on outside circumstances, losing your time, and you will also go look for another solution, which doesn't work because you just disregarded the truth. And what you will do is you will say that, StoianCapital mentorship does not work. You will say, this, not only the StoianCapital mentorship, but this approach towards trading does not work. You're going to look for something else, and you're going to come back because this is the truth. And I never state that the StoianCapital, you're not going to, I never stated that you're going to come back to StoianCapital because this is the only mentorship that you can look at. You can also look at my mentor, ICT. And this, again, this mentorship is my approach towards how I understand ICT. So all credits to him for these concepts. I do not know if he talked directly about the things that I'm going to talk about right now, but all of these things are understood by solely studying ICT. Everything is all because of your impatience, which gives us the number one importance of journaling, which is being aware of your problems. Journaling. Importance. So, the first thing that you have to understand about journaling is that it allows you to be proactive about your mindset. It gives you control over how you think. So when I have stated in the war between process-oriented thinking people and the reactive-oriented people, I state that by having a journal, you will be able to always be in the best case scenario. I mean, not best case scenario in terms of circumstances. Let me explain. You will always be inclined to choose the best, how can I say this? The best decision for a circumstance. Because as you go on and as you journal for a longer time period, which means 1 month, 3 months, 6 months, then you will know that it is indeed the main vehicle, which is the second point. It is the main vehicle through which you will solve all of your existing problems. So let's just think about an instance. Let's just think about the market, and let's just think about a reactive trader. I'm going to come back to this because this is very important. If you are a reactive trader, you are only going to look at the market, you're going to see a big run, and then you're going to get into it for the sake of it being a big run or a pattern. If you are a proactive trader, you're going to get into the market based on a predetermined idea, based on data and logic, based on seeing the market closing above a PD array. And you know that that is a signature, and you will know what signature that is. So the market is more probable to go higher than lower. But basically what I want to state with the journal is that it is indeed the main vehicle through which you will solve all of your existing problems, because you will see that all of these existing problems are just going to be a stepping stone towards your success. It is literal proof of your own competence as a trader, helping you assess your progress level based on data, not just a momentary feeling, which is detrimental towards our capacity to be proactive traders. So this, when I'm going to go through exactly what it states in the next point, when you're going to go through unprofitable moments, you're going to understand that these unprofitable moments, based on looking back at the moments in which you were at, or you was at a better moment, you will understand your perspective. And you can always go back to the perspective that you've had, to the things that you were doing when you were doing fine, and then you can know that this is just a momentary feeling. Whereas, if you do not have the journal, what you will do is you will label this period of time as just something that is going to be forever, and it's going to feel even worse because you do not know, or you do not have enough data to understand that you can be profitable and it is just a period. And this helped me twice when I went through my unprofitable moment. And when I say unprofitable, it does not mean only about financial, but rather mental capital, which is more important in trading, because a loss can be a loss. A financial loss can be a loss. But if you have a mental capital loss, then that's going to influence your life, which is going to be more losses inside of your life. You're going to shout at your spouse. You're going to do all of these things, all because of trading. So you can already see how this cycles, how this is having a ripple effect towards your life, and how your life also has a ripple effect towards your trading. So it also helps you through unprofitable moments to identify how you were thinking when you was at a better moment and how you think in your worst. You're going to compare those in contrast, and you will understand how to always, or most of the times, be in a better moment, because you're just going to adopt, which is exactly what happened to me during the June, July, and August. You're just going to adopt the perspective that you've had in a better moment. For example, an individual journaled the fact that he had the right information from the StoianCapital mentorship. He applied all of it and it didn't work. Said individual sees other people do the same thing and it works. Therefore, how does said individual understand that it is really his fault, not other people's fault? How does he understand this? Example. He understands that people have done the same thing and it works for them. So all of the people that studied with this individual, the StoianCapital mentorship, they done the same thing. They had the same information and it worked for them. So plainly, it is not their fault. He understands that there's something wrong with him and not the concept, right? So he's at the point of realization. He takes the whole learning, which is studying, and applying process, which is work, and identifies where he was wrong. So he will understand where he did all of these wrong things in terms of studying and applying them. So where was he wrong? Did he not study? Or this is the next point. He understands that he didn't do the sessions fully focused and missed out on key details, which made him indeed not apply the right concepts. And he understands that he did not do the sessions fully focused because he rushed to make money, which has no meaning in terms of your focal point when you're talking about trading, and mostly it's about life. So money is not the right focus. It is doing the things that make money, which is exactly what I'm showing you right here. And money will come by extension. Therefore, he now understands that it was his impatience that was driving him. And he now has what he should not do, which is rush towards the outcome and skip on the details. And what he should do instead, which is go back and restudy everything fully focused, applying them correctly, and expanding his time horizon to mitigate his impatience. Meaning, that he will never be impatient again. He will understand what impatient meant, which is rushing towards the outcome. Which, again, if we're talking about actions, because actions are the real thing, he's not going to listen to music while studying the mentorship. He's not going to listen to music while he's on the charts. He's not going to scroll on TikTok. This is what it means to rush towards the outcome. His life is going to go to fully focused on trading and nothing else. He's also going to expand his time horizon. So he might want to do this in 3 months. He might want to have results in the span of, 4 months. What he's going to do is he's going to realize that this is a lifestyle. This is not something that you want to take as 3 months, 4 months. This is a lifetime. He's going to expand his time horizon for his goals towards 3, 4, 6 years and more. Journaling. How to do it correctly. We have 4 perspectives. The first perspective is going to be the analytical perspective, in which you anticipate a session or a certain event in the future, stating the details plainly without using any adjectives. So it is very plainly, very action driven. I anticipate X to happen. However, if X doesn't happen, I will do Y. No adjectives. Like this is done when we're anticipating a session or the daily chart. I anticipate the market to close above an inversion gap. If this doesn't happen, then I will stay sidelined. The present moment. Writing down on the chart what you feel during a specific moment, capturing it with a screenshot, then logging it after the session for you to reflect upon after the session instead of the weekly review. I felt X, or I feel X when the market, or X. I feel X when the market did this. So let's just say, for instance, that we are anticipating the market to go up. And I know that most of my examples are bullish, but you can also invert it to bearish. It does not matter because the concepts are all the same. I felt like the market was going to turn on me when it did, this big retracement. However, after this session, I'm going to see that it was just a retracement and there's nothing to really fear. And then we're going to have the reflectional, which is analyzing the data you've collected and rationally setting the details, encouraging what you did correctly, and neutrally stating your adversities, which is very important. So it would go on like this. Judging from a neutral perspective, without beating myself up, I have did X. And this is very important. Let me tell you why. Because if you're going to journal if you're going to state like, oh, I was so and so, and I did this, and you're going to never want to look at a chart again. You're never going to look at your notes again. You're going to be very fearful when it comes to looking at the chart in itself. So when you're doing a mistake, you're going to state as plainly. You're going to look at the problem or what you've did from a neutral perspective without beating yourself up. You're going to state, I have did X. I have, for example, I know that my P/E is a fair value gap. However, because of my impatience at the moment, as I thought that the market was going to go higher without me, I took a trade, and that is completely fine because as I'm reflecting back upon it, I know what I've did wrong, and the next time I'm not going to do it when it comes. And there you go. You just had that adversity as a stepping stone. You know what you've did. You analyze it from a neutral perspective, and then you're not going to beat yourself up, and then you're going to know what you have to do next when this situation comes, which means that you're intelligent. Backtesting, which is journaling everything after it happened like you saw it happening, even if you didn't, using words like obvious and pleasurable for your subconscious to retain it. For instance, after this inversion gap has been completely closed above, and completely is a word that I like to use, I was pleased to see how obvious it was that it would be used as a means of support. What this will do is you will retain this information subconsciously, and the next time you see this inversion gap or whatever signature that you have written inside of your journal, you are going to see it and you're going to trust it. This is how you trust your model. Writing exactly like this. You're going to study the market after it happened. You're going to take screenshots and you're going to state as follows. I was so pleased for the fact that I knew. See, it is in the past. I knew, even though you didn't. I knew that this was about to happen because X, Y, Z. And then when you see this happening in real time, you'll have the same memory and you're going to use said information like it was a real information, which means that you're gaining pseudo experience. You're not going to feel like this is doing a lot for you in the beginning, but trust me that this is the main pillar when it comes to professional trading. And for this short video, I hope you enjoyed this one. This is a very foundational video. This is a very good video to study, and this is a very good video to internalize. But if you do these things the right way, then you will succeed as a professional trader. And again, I'm not saying that you have to, I'm never enticing you to trade with real money. I never tell you to trade with real money. All of these concepts have to be used in a demo account first. And by your own will, you're going to go into live trading if you so choose. This was the StoianCapital mentorship video about journaling. And I'll see you in the next one. Peace.